The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautifully chaotic day in the soap world, and we are absolutely vibrating with energy. Grab your iced coffees, lock your doors, and prepare your souls, because the tea we are serving today is piping hot and ready to scald. Let's dive straight into the madness. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what we just witnessed. I literally had to yeet my phone across the room, and I am not even exaggerating. It's giving major I cannot even energy, and we are spilling all the tea right now. I am sitting here, clutching my chest, completely unwell, because Nick Newman, the supposed golden boy, the moral compass of this chaotic family, has straight up shattered my entire reality. Bestie, be for real right now. I am hyperventilating. I cannot process the absolute cinematic mayhem that is unfolding on our screens. I thought we were getting a redemption arc. I thought we were getting healing, but no, we are getting a total dumpster fire, and I am totally living for it while simultaneously mourning my own sanity. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Okay, remember when Nick voluntarily checked himself into rehab? We were all genuinely breathing a massive sigh of relief. The entire Newman family was holding on to this fragile, glittering string of hope. Nikki was already spiraling, bless her heart, but she and Victor had just agreed to this beautiful, fresh start. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on, basically. Victor actually apologized to Nikki, which is honestly so unhinged because Victor Newman does not apologize, like ever. But they were united, standing strong for their son. They genuinely believed that Nick was going to put in the work, face his demons, and come out the other side as the hero we all desperately want him to be. The stakes were astronomical. We were all rooting for him. We were manifesting a clean, sober Nick who could finally put the trauma of Matt Clark behind him. But no. 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 The universe said, let's absolutely destroy everyone's emotional stability today. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but the rehab facility itself? Apparently, it was entirely too harsh for our precious Newman heir. Like, I get it. Rehab is not supposed to be a luxury spa vacation, even though you just know Victor probably tried to pay them to install a private espresso bar in his room. But Nick, who has been battling these severe, dark, twisted addiction issues ever since that horrifying Las Vegas fentanyl and cocaine nightmare, just could not handle the strict, rigid, unforgiving environment of the center. I am literally picturing the sterile white walls, the fluorescent lighting, which, by the way, is a crime against aesthetics. Don't even get me started on the vibes of clinical facilities. They are so depressing, and Nick just absolutely losing his grip on reality. The withdrawals, the psychological torment, the sheer weight of his trauma, it all became too much. Instead of pushing through the pain, instead of leaning into the recovery process, Nick straight up snapped. And that brings us to the escape. You guys, I was mid-skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug when this happened because I gasped so hard. Nick Newman literally broke out of rehab. He escaped. Like a fugitive in the night. I am narrating this chaos like a high-octane psychological masterpiece because that is exactly what it is. Picture it. The alarms blaring, the security guards running, the absolute cinematic drama of Nick climbing a fence or sneaking out a back door, running into the dark, cold night with absolutely nothing but the clothes on his back, and the desperate, gnawing hunger of his addiction driving him forward. It is honestly so unhinged. He didn't just leave against medical advice. He absconded. He fled. He became a ghost in the wind, leaving behind a trail of shattered promises and a family that is about to experience a level of devastation that I don't think they can survive. I am genuinely unwell just thinking about it. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event? Because it gets worse. It gets so much worse. The police are now involved. Yes, you heard me correctly. The Genoa City Police Department has officially issued an arrest warrant for Nicholas Newman. I am screaming. A Newman, a billionaire heir, a former upstanding citizen, is now a wanted fugitive on the run from the law. Bestie, be for real right now. Can you imagine the scandal? Can you imagine the headlines in the GC Chronicle? Golden Boy goes rogue. The absolute mess of it all. The GCPD is actively hunting him down like he's a common criminal, which is just... I can't. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with the police in this town, but at the same time, Nick is genuinely a danger to himself and others right now. The stakes have never been higher. If he gets pulled over, if he gets cornered, how is he going to react? He is completely unpredictable and totally feral. And here is the part that personally attacked my soul, the part that made me physically ill. Nick didn't just run away to hide in a motel and cry. No, he tracked down drug dealers. He went straight back to the absolute gutter, seeking out the darkest, most dangerous corners of the city to get his fix. I am literally crying real tears right now. It is so brutal, so visceral, so incredibly cruel to watch. This isn't just a slip-up. This is a full-blown, catastrophic relapse. He sought out the dealers, he bought the drugs, and he used them. He is back on the poison. All that progress, all that hope, completely obliterated in an instant. It is giving major tragedy vibes, and I am straight up devastated. To see a character we have loved for decades, a father, a brother, a son, just completely surrender to the monster of addiction. It is the most insane, world-ending tea ever, but it is also deeply, profoundly heartbreaking. Let's pivot to the family because I need to scream into a pillow about Nikki. Nikki Newman, who has survived MS, alcoholism, kidnapping, and literally just had the bandages taken off her eyes, only to face the terrifying prospect of permanent blindness, is now dealing with this? I am calling it the villain arc is about to go nuclear, but for now, she is just a broken mother. Imagine being Nikki, sitting in the ranch, trying to focus on her fresh start with Victor, and the phone rings. Mrs. Newman, your son has escaped rehab and there is a warrant out for his arrest. I would literally drop dead. Her heart must have shattered into a million tiny, irreparable pieces. She already felt so helpless, so panicked about not being able to prepare him for the ordeal of rehab, and now her worst nightmare has come true. She knows exactly what addiction does to a person. She knows the darkness. And knowing her son is out there, lost in it, is going to destroy her. And don't even get me started on the vibes Victor is going to give off. Victor Newman is going to go absolutely feral. We already know he is plotting this massive, ruthless revenge against Matt Clark and Phyllis Summers for the whole ankle monitor fiasco. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on. But now that his son is a wanted fugitive buying drugs on the street, Victor is going to unleash hell on earth. He is going to blame the rehab center. He is going to blame the police. He is going to blame Matt Clark. He might even blame Adam just because it's a Tuesday. But deep down, the absolute powerlessness Victor must feel is staggering. All his billions, all his security teams, all his influence, and he cannot save his own son from himself. It is a psychological masterpiece of a tragedy. Victor is going to tear the city apart looking for Nick, and anyone who gets in his way is going to be collateral damage. Wait, backtrack for a second. What about Sharon? My poor, sweet, traumatized Sharon. She has been holding it together by a thread, trying to counsel Noah, who is absolutely losing his mind over Sienna and Matt Clark. Sharon was the one who broke the news to Noah that Nick went to rehab. She was the one holding the fort, being the strong, maternal rock. And now this? Nick, the love of her life, her eternal soulmate, is out there doing drugs in an alleyway while the cops hunt him down? I am genuinely sick to my stomach. Sharon is going to spiral. She has survived so much, from Martin Laurent's Clinic of Horrors to breast cancer, but watching Nick destroy himself might just be the thing that breaks her. I can already see her driving around the sketchy parts of town in the middle of the night, desperately searching for him, putting her own life at risk because she refuses to give up on him. And we absolutely cannot talk about this without mentioning the absolute demon that is Matt Clark. This is all his fault. If Matt hadn't lured them to Vegas, if Matt hadn't played his twisted, sick games with the fentanyl and the cocaine, Nick wouldn't be in this position. Matt is basically the architect of Nick's destruction, and right now, somewhere in Genoa City, completely free of his ankle monitor thanks to Phyllis, which is honestly so unhinged. Phyllis, what are you doing? Matt is probably laughing. He is probably sitting back with a smug, disgusting grin on his face, watching the Newman empire crumble from the inside out. I hate him so much. He is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done. The audacity of this man to ruin Nick's life and then just walk around town like he owns the place. Manifesting a total dumpster fire for Matt by the next update, because if Victor doesn't kill him, I might just have to jump through the screen and do it myself. Oh, hold on, I should have mentioned this earlier, but the way this show is handling the gritty reality of addiction is honestly blowing my mind. Like, usually soaps just gloss over this stuff. A character goes to rehab for 2 episodes, drinks some green juice, and comes back cured with a fresh blowout. But not Nick. They are dragging him through the absolute mud. The visceral cruelty of addiction, the way it hijacks your brain, makes you abandon your family, your morals, your entire identity, just for one more hit. It's so real and so terrifying. Nick Newman, the guy who used to run the underground, the guy who was the bedrock of his family, is now reduced to a shivering, desperate addict hiding from the cops. It's a stark, horrifying reminder that addiction doesn't care about your bank account or your last name. It will take everything from you. And seeing Nick fall this far, this fast, is genuinely traumatizing me. I need a therapy session just to process this storyline. I'm calling it the climax of this arc is about to go nuclear. How does this end? Does the GCPD catch him in a drug den? Does Victor's security team drag him back to the ranch kicking and screaming? Or does Nick overdose again, but this time nobody is there to save him? Send help. My soul has actually left my body. Just typing that. I cannot handle the thought of Nick dying alone in some abandoned building. Adam needs to step up. Adam, who knows the darkness better than anyone, who knows the Vegas underground, needs to be the one to find him. Can you imagine the cinematic perfection of Adam pulling his golden boy brother out of the gutter? The role reversal? It would be a psychological masterpiece. But right now, we are just stuck in this agonizing limbo, watching Nick self-destruct while his family's hopes turn to ash. It is so deeply unfair and so brilliantly dramatic. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on, basically. We are in for the ride of our lives, besties. I am literally hyperventilating right now. I need to go drink an entire gallon of water and maybe stare at a blank wall for 3 hours to recover from it. Nick Newman is a fugitive. He is using again. The Newmans are shattered. The cops are on the prowl. And I am physically vibrating from the stress of it all. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. Let your brain buffer for a second before you process all this tea, because it is heavy, it is dark, and it is going to change Genoa City forever. Keep your eyes peeled, keep your group chats active, and pray for Nick Newman's soul, because right now, he is completely lost in the dark. Okay, I have to go. I'm literally running late for everything. Love you guys. Bye.